I've always...
Welcome to Screen Recaps, and today we're going to be recapping the movie Careful What You Wish For. At the start of the movie, we witness a family embarking on a car ride, with young Martin catching glimpses of the beach from the window. It's evident they're here for a summer getaway. Martin's home boasts a prime location by the shoreline. Upon arrival, he reconnects with his friend Carson, who enthusiastically fills him in on all the beach's offerings. Martin, intrigued, gazes out the window only to spot a newlywed couple, Lena and Elliot, residing next door. Their paths cross discreetly, Martin observing Lena before she notices him, prompting a nervous retreat from the window. Determined to shake off his unease, Martin takes his bicycle out, coincidentally encountering Lena once more. Seeking solace, he confides in Carson, who reassures him of the summer's potential for enjoyment. Upon returning home, Martin is beckoned by his father to meet their new neighbor, Elliot. Elliot, aware of Martin's knack for repairs, seeks his expertise in assessing the condition of his boat, proposing a maintenance role. The following day, Martin inspects Elliot's boat, only to be momentarily distracted by Lena emerging from a swim. As she showers nearby, Martin's gaze lingers, interrupted by Elliot's arrival inquiring about the inspection. After discussing the boat's needs, Elliot extends a job offer to Martin at a rate of $14 per hour. Later that evening, Martin observes Lena through the window, witnessing Elliot's intrusive presence, evoking empathy for her plight. During a boat outing with Elliot, Martin queries about maintaining boats and businesses, to which Elliot attributes success to wealth and allure. Returning home, Martin spots Lena once more, venturing out. Shortly after, he rushes to her aid upon hearing her distress over a spider in her car. After disposing of the spider and aiding Lena with her vehicle, Martin is captivated by her presence, prompting reflection on his interactions with Elliot. With cautionary advice from Carson, Martin navigates his encounters with Elliot, all while fulfilling his responsibilities with the boat. Lena is seated there. Then Lena's home accidentally gets locked. Elliot isn't around to pick the lock, so she turns to Martin for help. Rain is imminent. They return home in the rain. Martin breaks the window with a rock, then enters and unlocks the door. Afterwards, she offers Martin a drink as a gesture of gratitude. He sustains a minor injury while breaking the window, and Lena administers first aid. Martin, unable to resist, kisses Lena. He promptly apologizes, but Lena reciprocates his feelings and remains silent. They spend the entire night together. In the morning, she inquires about his past experiences, to which he fabricates, claiming it's his third time. Martin leaves content with the previous night's events. Later, he meets his friend Carson, who mentions overhearing their intimacy and encourages Martin to spend time with other girls. Despite Carson's suggestions, Martin finds himself watching Lena while working. One day, as Martin works, Lena informs him that Elliot sent her to check on the progress. They find time alone again on the boat. While Martin works at the bar one evening, Lena arrives with her husband. Carson tries to interest Martin in other girls, but he remains uninterested. The following day, Elliot is in the car when Martin spots Lena entering a store. He follows her inside, and they steal a moment in the back of the store. Elliot arrives after Lena has been gone for a while. In a bold move, Lena kisses Martin before rejoining Elliot. Later, Elliot inspects the boat's progress and expresses dissatisfaction with Martin's work, instructing him to improve before his return. Martin sees this as an opportunity and indulges in more private time with Lena. She gives him a phone to stay in touch. Garner catches them sharing intimate moments in the kitchen. The next day, Martin approaches the boat where Elliot and Lena are present. Elliot tasks him with piloting the boat. Then the engine will malfunction. Then Elliot goes to inspect it. Lena approaches Martin and says, "I want to provide divers for Elliot." That night, Lena contacts Martin and informs him that Elliot is away on a business trip. The following day, Lena sends a photo to Martin and phones him, urging him to meet her immediately. Subsequently, they rendezvous on the boat for some private time together. The next day, Lena calls Martin again and implores him to return home urgently. She confesses to Martin that she and Elliot had a major altercation resulting in Elliot's accidental demise after she struck him on the head. Desperate, she pleads, "Please help me out of this predicament." Martin advises her to maintain a facade of normalcy. He then tends bar before returning home to Lena. Together, they devise a plan to dispose of Elliot's body, staging it to appear as if he perished in an accident on the boat. Martin transports Elliot's body onto the boat, where he encounters a police officer who mistakes him for Elliot. Martin assumes Elliot's identity and proceeds to douse the boat in petrol before setting it ablaze. The situation seems to be under control until a woman informs the police about Elliot's substantial life insurance, all of which names Lena as the beneficiary. Consequently, the investigation intensifies. The investigating officer questions Lena about any extramarital affairs, to which Lena denies involvement with anyone else. Meanwhile, the police receive information from a security guard who claims to have seen a man resembling Elliot on the night of the incident. Martin's parents become subjects of police scrutiny, and a broken window near Elliot's residence catches the attention of the investigating officer. Further inquiries lead the officer to Martin's friend, who mentions Martin's association with a girl whose identity remains unknown. Martin becomes a person of interest in the investigation, prompting his mother to plead for his innocence. While Martin is at work, Lena messages him to meet her in the garage, where they discuss the necessity of keeping a low profile for a few days. Upon Martin's return home, officers are waiting to collect his saliva and blood samples. After they depart, Martin confides in his parents and friend about the incident. Subsequently, Martin decides to confront Lena once again. However, upon their encounter, Lena deliberately tears her clothes and cries out, demanding him to leave her alone. Suddenly, the police arrive at the scene and apprehend Martin. Pleading for a chance to prove his innocence, Martin presents his phone to the authorities, asserting Lena's culpability. However, the officer dismisses the phone as insufficient evidence, prompting Martin to seek alternative proof. Later, as Lena is being escorted away by a lady, Martin notices their matching tattoos on their legs. Realizing the collusion between Lena and the insurance officer to defraud the Elliot insurance money, Martin's suspicions are confirmed. Lena, abandoning her phone to exonerate Martin, flees with the officer to another country. Despite Martin's initial arrest, he is eventually released by the police after his innocence is established. Thus, the movie concludes with Martin's exoneration and the perpetrators fleeing justice.
I thought